Hi everybody! I am finally better after a really annoying bout of strep throat. I can finally kind of talk again, kinda. My throat is still recovering, but I'm doing okay. Anyway, thank goodness for antibiotics. I have this really cool triangular bezel here. Well, cabochon. And it's been a challenge to try and bezel it in an artistic kind of way. So I decided to use bugle beads. And I'm going to change some of this up, including the colors. I don't like how kind of bulbous this is on the side with the rounded seed beads. The cylinder beads are far more appropriate, and it'll get a tighter fit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change that out. And I'm going to change the colorway a little bit too. So, I will be back. Okay, here we are. I have my cabochon right here. It's a small isosceles triangle. It is, where's my ruler? Under here somewhere. Here it is. It is 1 centimeter, so yeah, it's 1 centimeter, which works out to be basically like a ½ an inch, a little smaller. And the long side is 2.1 centimeters, which is just under an inch, so it's basically, let's see, half, 3/4, 3/8 of an inch, I guess. That's how you'd measure it. It's somewhat deep too. It's like a 1/4 inch in depth. So it's got some height, but otherwise it's quite little. And I thought, what a fun little cabochon. I got it on eBay a while ago, and it wasn't expensive either. It was like 75 cents. It was awesome. Got some more cool cabs as well that I just bought. My husband's like, why do you need all that? I'm like, I don't know. I just do. So anyway, I'm going to use some Fireline 6-pound probably. Yep. Because I happen to have it handy. And some bugle beads. These are long bugle beads. I don't know what number they are, but they're kind of longer than usual. A little bit. Not a ton, just a little. And I'm using 11 O's in 2 different colors. I have like a purpley verging on gunmetal color here, and I actually have a real gunmetal 11O Delica. Both are Delicas. The other beads I have are 15s, and they're a light purple. They're a Toho transparent amethyst. They're really nice. And the bugle beads are kind of gray and green. They're really neat, and they go really well with this, with the weird colors that labradorite has. It kind of goes, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's black, depending how the light hits it. And also, just for fun, I thought I would add a dangle, so I have a black freshwater pearl that I thought I would dangle from it, just for fun, because it is so small, so we can get away with it. Alrighty, so I will be right back. Okay, I just need to straighten things out before I started. I had a gander at another tube of bugles that are the same length as this, by the way, and they are number 3s. I was wrong. I thought they were longer than normal, but they're not. They're a number 3 bugle. They're a Toho as well. So, let's get going here. I will ignore those for now. I'm going to thread on, start with a corner. So I'm going to thread on 1 gunmetal bead. How do I do that? 2, yeah. Start up here in this corner. I like to visualize which corner I'm at, because that way, I don't know, it just helps me make more sense of things. So then a bugle, and then 2 more of these violet beads, and a corner, gunmetal, and another couple of violets to turn the corner, and then a bugle. Okay. So now, because it's not equilateral, one of these sides, I'm going to have to add more seed beads to, or maybe even, oh, I might even just add another bugle. Okay, that's what I'll do. So I'll take another seed bead. It's nice to space these guys with a seed bead because they're sharp, so you don't want them cutting into your thread. Not the fire lines are easy to cut, but you know what I mean. It's nice to just take these precautions. Yeah. I hope you can see this, because I can't really lift it up to the camera in this condition. Okay, so I'm going to need violet, a corner, and a violet, one of these, and one of these. And then I should just need a couple of purples, and that'll complete the round. Ta-da! When you've got something this small, it's kind of fun, because you can, you know, string them up pretty quickly. So I'll tie a knot in the round, and I'll show you closer what I did in case it was hard to see. Nice and tightly. I'm just going to go through everything. Hope my voice doesn't sound too awful. I had strep throat for the past week or so, and it was quite nasty there for a while until my husband was like, dude, go to the doctor. It's kind of a role reversal around here. He's always like, go to the doctor, and I'm like, it'll be fine. I'm the stereotypical man, and he's the stereotypical woman. It's hilarious. I like that we're reverse stereotypes. It's fun that way. Anyway, I went to the doctor, and they gave me some sort of an antibiotic that I don't have an allergy to, which is amazing. Okay, so I just went through everybody so that it's kind of gonna have a shape. So, here we go. I got, focus please. I have my corner bead, my gunmetal color, 2 of my other delicas, whatever color you want, 1 bugle bead for the top, then 2, you're going to mirror it, so 2 bugle beads, and then 1 corner color bugle bead, 2 more bugle beads. I'm sorry, these are not bugle beads, these are delicas, holy cow. These are bugle beads. Then we add the 1 bugle bead here, 1 delica, a bugle bead, a delica, a corner color delica, another delica, and then the 2 bugle beads spaced again by this, and then 2 more up here. So we have our triangle kind of shape, and just go through it in the round to give it a bit of body. So I'm going to use this color and peyote stitch around. So you just peyote stitch until you reach corners. Corners are how this thing is going to work. So instead of just 1 corner bead here, we're going to add 2. Get on the needle, you stupid. Alright. There we go. So now you've got, over top of this 1 bead, I hope you can see, there are 2 sitting there in a herringbone. It's kind of a herringbone stitch. See, right here. So there's 1 gunmetal and then 2 gunmetal right over top of it in 1 slot. And we're going to do that on all the corners in this first go around. Oh Lord. I haven't woven in a few days. And it shows, my friends. It's one of those things, you know, where you like, if you don't do it enough, then you lose it even in a few days. This corner, because we can't do anything with it. We gotta leave it for now, but that's okay. We will get to it. Weaving. Rawhide. Alright. So I've reached my corner again up top. So I'm going to put 2 more beads through, and then we're going to, we're going to step up like so, okay? And then pull, and you've got something like that. Now we have to add some more bugles, so go ahead and add them. Add your bugle and sit it on top like this. I'm going to add one of these purples and come up between the two. Remember how last round we added 2 gunmetal beads to the over top of the one? In this round we're going to add 1 in the corners this time, and it'll sit between. See how it makes, I look at it like this, I look at it like it's a little diamond shape. I hope you can see. There's the first one we strung, then there's the 2 from the last round, and here's the one that I just put in. And it makes kind of a little diamond. Wow, I'm way over here. Here's the first one from the first round. Here's this 2 from the second round, and here's the one I just added. And it looks like a diamond shape. So that's how I know kind of where I'm at. Hope that makes sense to you. Then we add a main color. Bugle. And another one. Okay. Now we're down here at this lower corner. So now we're going to add the 2 gunmetals. Because there's a, well, for one reason, there's a lot of space here. And for the second reason is because we haven't added 2 yet, so we're going to add 2 now. There. And don't be afraid to pull. This thing does need to start taking shape eventually. Alright, and then we go back to bugles. Bugle, bugle, bugle. I've been cooped up in the house, so I'm kind of insane. Don't mind me. There we go. And now we're going to add seed beads again. Okay. And we're at another corner. So we're going to add 1 gunmetal to make that diamond shape again. And then your stepping up will be going through a bugle bead. It's kind of a funky little step up, but that's what you gotta do. There we go. Looks like a little canoe with no bottom. Okay, so if you give it a tug, it should start to take shape now, which is good. Like this. And you're just going to follow that pattern all the way around where you're, when you need to add 1 bead in the corner, then you do, and when you need to add 2, then, you go ahead and you do that, and you'll see it's not as scary as it sounds. So I'm going to do a couple of more rounds, see how deep it is. Like if it will accommodate the stone or not yet, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, I'm back. So I've done a enough rounds that there are 3 bugle beads everywhere. Basically like 4 rounds, I guess. Well, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that works out to 5 rounds. It's hard to count with the with the bugle beads there, but I would say that's 5 rounds. That's what I would say. Anyway, it fits, but it's a smidge loose. So now is the time to start reducing, because it looks nice. It's just a little bit big, but I don't think there's anything to fear here. I think we're just gonna go through the motions here and make it smaller. So instead of adding 11s all over the place, I'm just going to add 15s this first time around. So I'm using those violet, well, I think they're called amethyst, transparent amethyst beads. And I'm just adding them instead of 11s. And I'm going to go through the bugles, because I don't really want to have a bunch of beads back there. Off camera. I'm having an off camera day here. And then I think after this row I'm going to start netting back here, and then go around to the front and finish the front. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna skip this point right here where there's I should be putting a bead. I think I'm gonna skip it just to cinch this in more. There. It's already getting a bit smaller. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go around and then I'll check back and see what the deal is. Okay, so here's my plan. My plan is I've gone through, after stepping up, I went through, pull this out, instead of adding 2 beads like you would right here in this corner, I just added 1 15 and pulled it. And I'm going to add a 15 here. And pull. But then, instead of like you would, like normally you would add a bugle and go through this bead here and then a bugle like we did before. Instead, I think I'm going to just go through again, and I'm only going to work with the corners now and start netting that in. That's my plan. Makes the most sense. So I'll see you shortly. Alright, I'm back after messing around with this for a while. I added some extra bugles back here after making a netting stitch over here on these 2 corners. I added 5 15s from corner to corner, or I'm sorry, from one point to the next, and didn't add anything down here at this corner because it's not necessary anymore. And I passed through these bugles here as many times as I could, but they're full, so I needed to add some more up here. Plus it'll give this setting a little more grip for having these extra bugles up here. So I'm going to keep on the cinching path here. We're getting places, we're getting places. The front might need a little tweaking at the very end, but that's to be expected, and then we'll be on our way here. So I'm going to mess around with it a little more and I will tell you what I did in just a minute. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so I've done what I can with the back, and if you can see, it's kind of nice that the bugle beads are there to make like a little shelf for it to sit on. So I figure I'll do the same in the front, or very similar to what I did in the back. I'm here, I worked my way, wove my way to the front. It doesn't really matter how you do it, just get up there. And I'm going in this direction. I'm going to skip over this and go through the next delica. And I can't do that without it looking like a mess. Okay, I'm going to take a 15 and go through that bead. There we go. Now you can't see my thread. Okay, so now I'm going to get some beads out here, bugles. I've had these bugles for years and I've never been sure about what I was going to use them for because I think they were a gift. It seems to me, I think my dad or somebody gave them to me one year for Christmas. And I don't use a lot of bugle beads, so I'm so glad that I found a good use for them. There we go. Through that delica there. Like so. I've added 2. And I'm going to just go through this delica right here. Like so. Add a couple more. The 15 I need. Another bugle. Through that 15 I added in the first stitch. There we go. By gum, I think it's gonna work. Yay! It is. Okay, so now I'm gonna just add a couple of delicas in here to make it finished, and one right there. And that'll make it look very finished and very cute. And then we'll move on to the other stuff that we're gonna do with it. Okay, here's where I'm at. Excuse me. I made a little square stitched bail for this pendant because it made the most aesthetic sense, and that was really easy. You just add your beads and then just go in circles until you're at the desired length of your strip, and then you just weave it back in there. And what's cool about this pendant is that because there's only one bugle bead on the top, if you're using the same bugle beads to do your bail, you don't have to worry about centering. The centering's already done for you, so it's pretty sweet. Now I've just added on some spare Nymo that I had, and I have some gunmetal seed beads here. They're 11s. They're Tohos. And, oh yeah, these guys don't have names. They just have numbers. Anyway, gunmetal. I'm gonna just do a beaded fringe. Because why not? It's really fun to do beaded fringes. I like doing them. Okay, so here we are, all done. I did 2 little looped fringes. One with the pearl that I showed you in the beginning, and some spare bicones that I didn't have a project for. And same with back here, I did a little tiny fringe, and this one has a great big, I think it's an 8mm bicone on it in like a, I forget the name of that color, it's like white. Like opalite or something like that, I forget the name of it. Anyway, I don't usually use bicones that big, so that's why I thought I'd use it here. So, I made that square stitched bail. That was easy. And that's all she wrote, my friends. I'm working on another project with another piece of labradorite that's in a unique shape. I love buying uniquely shaped cabs because they, well, they present a challenge, and they're just more interesting to look at than just the round cabs that you see all the time, or ovals. I've got some more really cool ones coming in the mail that are all different. Like I have one coming that's like a really long, skinny oval shape, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that one because it's like, it's onyx and it's red. It's really neat. So yeah, that's that, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see this channel grow and thrive. And I will see you next time really soon, I promise. See ya. Bye.